Hello dear viewers, welcome to this edition of the News in English on Rwanda Television with me, Serge Nhore. We'll begin with the headlines. President Paul Kagame has received letters of credence from 7 new envoys in Kigali. President Paul Kagame has attended a function to mark the 25th anniversary of MTN Rwanda. UNICEF has teamed up with Airtel to provide free internet in schools here in Rwanda. Now the details, I'm glad you're able to join us. On Wednesday at Village Rugwiro here in Kigali, President Paul Kagame received letters of credence from new envoys, these being the ambassador of the Kingdom of Netherlands, the ambassador of the United States of America, the High Commissioner of the United Republic of Tanzania, and the High Commissioner of Malaysia. The President also received letters of credence from the High Commissioner of the Republic of Botswana, the ambassador of the Kingdom of Spain, and the ambassador of the Czech Republic.
Our partnership has grown stronger and stronger, and it is based on mutual trust and confidence. I strongly believe that this confidence is also reflected in the decision of His Excellency, the President and the government of Rwanda to open a mission in Prague, in our capital. It happened earlier this year, and we will do our best to bring our partnership from strength to strength.
We have a number of Rwandan students who study in the United States and Americans who study here, so that's an area that I really want to spend some time focusing on. Secondly, I would like to work on expanding the economic and commercial linkages between the United States and Rwanda, and I think there are some really exciting opportunities out there to do just that. We have a new American Chamber of Commerce that is here in Rwanda that is very active, has, I think, very good initiatives that they're looking at, so I look forward to working with our embassy team to support the American Chamber of Commerce. And then last but certainly not least, as Rwanda's #1 developmental partner, we look forward to working very closely with our partners in the Rwandan government to ensure that everything that we're doing is fully synced up and fully aligned with Rwanda's national strategy.
So I think economic cooperation will be my focus for our relation between Malaysia and Rwanda. We are trying to export a lot of our products, especially our palm oil and our manufactured products. Yeah, and I believe Malaysia can cooperate with Rwanda in increasing our trade, where both sides will benefit.
Focus actually on green economic cooperation, private sector development, and all of this for a sustainable society. And I think, if you ask me personally, I think this fits very well with the transformation agenda that Rwanda sees for itself. And of course we will still work in traditional sectors like agriculture, which is so important, and where we have a lot of experience also here in Rwanda on water, and related issues, but for example also on big infrastructural projects where I think we have started a cooperation already, and we will bring in a lot of expertise as well.
It means a financial commitment from my country, and that was signed between the Ministry of Agriculture and my Ministry of Foreign Affairs. So we have these $28 million to invest in that project, which is something good and necessary for Rwanda, and we're happy to push forward that project. But of course we're working in other areas, some Spanish companies doing investments and trying to enhance their relation here, like for instance in solar power, mining.
Rwanda has traveled a wonderful, exemplary, and is a model of leadership through troubled times, and now has a brilliant, shining future. As you know, we're a beef country, and you are starting up increasing your stock, and will definitely be cooperating in those areas in the agricultural field.
Now, moving on, President Paul Kagame has noted that Rwanda made the right choice in inviting communication companies to invest in the country. The head of state made the remarks as MTN Rwanda marks its 25th anniversary. His Excellency Paul Kagame appreciated the time the company has spent working in Rwanda, observing that it has proved to be a mutually beneficial investment for Rwanda and MTN.
I want to start off by thanking and congratulating MTN for the 25th anniversary, big achievement worth celebrating. So, you know, 25 years may be long or short, depending here on what or where one is coming from. But let me say 25 years ago, when we came together to start this journey, it had started 4 years earlier between Rwanda and South Africa. Our histories of South Africa and Rwanda have been such that at the time Rwanda was on the path of almost total destruction. South Africa was rising from another tragic history of apartheid. So it happened as, therefore, they were going up, we were going down. But when the paths crossed, at that point, we whispered to each other that in any case we'll keep together. And that's what 4 years later, 4 years after 94, one of the things that kept us together was MTN investing in our country. In fact, the group chairman or the CEO, when he said that we took risk with MTN, I think MTN took risk with us. Who else would have found it easy to invest with a group that had just, or a country that had just emerged from our tragic history as we know it, and with some of us in leadership, fresh from the jungles, and just somehow talking about the story of mobile telephony and things like that. We are not very conversant with that, but we tried to find some sense in that, and that's how we came to be raising such an interest. So we took risk, both of us. You took risk with us, we took risk with you, But here, 25 years later, I think we can say we are happy. It's not an understatement.
On her part, MTN Rwanda's CEO pointed out that the past 25 years have been years of hard work and dedication for the company, and she thanked Rwanda for welcoming MTN as a development partner all those years ago.
The past 25 years of MTN have been a journey of passion, commitment, partnership, growth, many, many milestones, and all of those were made possible by yourselves. We are deeply humbled to have reached the stage that we have reached today. Your Excellency, on behalf of MTN Rwanda, as well as MTN Group, I would like to express my sincere gratitude for honoring our invitation to become our special guest of honor. I would like to especially thank yourself, as well as the government of Rwanda, for the tremendous support and partnership shown to MTN over the past 25 years. Thank you, Mr. President, and thank you, Rwanda. To the Honorable Minister of ICT, the trust, the challenge, the support you have shown us has been the wind beneath our sails. You have propelled us to success and also challenged us to do better. Together, we have made many lives better, and together, there is no limit to what we can achieve. I would also like to take the time to thank the people of Rwanda. The President often challenges us about recognizing the dignity of the citizens of this country, and this is what keeps us doing what we do every day. Our customers are the heartbeat of everything we do. For every call they make, for every email, every message they send, every gig of data they use, all of this has been possible because of them. And they have trusted us with their loyalty and propelled us to success. Thank you to all the Rwandan citizens.
Now, Germany's ambassador to Rwanda has commended the cooperation that exists between the two countries and expressed a desire to see even greater cooperation on global matters such as climate change. She made the comments following a meeting with Rwanda's Senate President on Wednesday.
The cooperation that already exists between our two countries should still be strengthened, and that we should find all ways to jointly tackle challenges that every one of us is confronted with, like climate change. I had the privilege to point out that Germany very much appreciates the climate partnership between the Federal Republic of Germany and the Republic of Rwanda, and the diverse fields of actions that we are taking together, like in the framework of the United Nations. And this is something where all of us can contribute to make this earth a place where even the next generations can have a decent living.
This is the first meeting the new German ambassador has held with the Senate President, and on his part, he noted that it is beneficial, touching on sectors that can be developed faster thanks to the cooperation that exists between both countries, and these include health, agriculture, and trade. Now, various practitioners in the sector of mobile telecommunication have noted that there should be a role of companies and governments in bridging the gap in the distribution of technology based on mobile phones on this continent of Africa. We have the details with Adam Squizera.
Communication infrastructures, the high cost of internet, and the basic devices needed to connect to the internet-based technologies, such as mobile phones and internet broadbands, are some of the key challenges that the practitioners in this sector highlight as an obstacle of internet connectivity on the African continent.
There are a lot of infrastructure gap, even in the urban center. The mobile network operators and all other ISP drivers focus majorly in urban, where they can have a very formidable business case and have a good ROI. However, even in those major urban cities across Africa, there are gaps, there are spots, there are blind spots. Hence, you don't have connectivity in those areas.
In Africa, I think we have a long way to go in terms of our network, because right now most countries in Africa, they are seeing 2G, 3G. So we need to be innovative.
However, Charles Misigaro, an engineer of one of the Rwanda's internet service providers, points out how Rwanda is among of the countries that has put efforts into developing this sector. The only challenge we had before was the infrastructures, since you know that the internet equipment primarily needs a safety space with quality infrastructures. But now that in Rwanda, these infrastructures are everywhere, which seems that now we've overcome those challenges completely. In the discussions that brought together those who work in various sectors of technology and decision makers on the African continent to tackle the biggest challenges faced by society in the internet connectivity on this continent. The managing director of Vodacom Tanzania, Philip Basmile, believes that the continent should understand the role of mobile services in its development.
There's quite a number of challenges that we all have to grapple with in our different markets. Infrastructure challenges, energy and sustainability, big one for us. The cost of devices, I think you just heard from the two previous speakers. So many policymakers in the room today, policies that are pro-growth and making sure that these are aligned and consistent in different markets. Collaboration, the previous speaker did speak about that and challenged us to collaborate because there is no one entity that can solve these problems on their own.
The Sub-Saharan Africa Telecom Economy Report shows that the mobile internet penetration gap rate is at 59%, whereas 285 million people, who are equivalent to 25% of the sub-Saharan population, access mobile internet. Currently, 180 million people in sub-Saharan Africa don't have any access to internet. It is while the African continent's goal is to distribute mobile phones and internet connectivity to all citizens by 2028. Adams Kwizera, RTV News.
Thank you, Adams, for that report. Now, teachers and students at the Busanza School here in Kigali have been expressing gratitude to be able to access free internet. UNICEF has teamed up with Airtel Rwanda to make this possible, providing free internet to schools.
One very positive thing, and I say positive, that COVID brought to Africa was the awareness that our education is lagging behind. During the COVID period, the world was shut down. In the advanced countries, the kids were still studying at home. Our kids were at home. We're even scared for our lives to start with. So in the 2 years COVID ravaged Africa and the rest of the world, our kids were left behind. During the period of lockdown and COVID, Airtel decided to collaborate with UNICEF and some governments to try learning from home, just like we were working from home. It turned out to be a very good idea. So aside from the fact that children can now study online, children can also use the internet to catch up with the time they have lost. The teachers themselves as well, by the way, teaching and learning makes education perfect. If you are learning and you are not being taught, there's no education there. So we cater for both the teachers and the children. Africa, from statistics, 9 out of 10 children in Africa, aged between 1 and 10, can neither read nor write. This is not a joke. If your sisters are going to school, if your children are going to school, you are lucky, you are privileged. The reality is that 9 out of 10 cannot read and write. So the teachers can't watch Netflix. So they don't go to Facebook. This is meant for our children to study. By the way, in addition to what we have put here, we also have some online websites meant for education, built by the government, approved by the Education Ministry, right? So we have data free. Once you are interested, you go to those sites, you can learn, you can study, you can teach, you can write exams. That is how it's done elsewhere in the world.
Now, Busanza, with its more than 3,000 students, becomes the first of the initial 20 schools chosen across the country to receive the free internet connection. Now, on Wednesday at the Kigali Serena Hotel, an awarding ceremony was held for Rwandan researchers and innovators. It is a National Council for Science and Technology initiative aimed at providing a platform for Rwandan innovators and researchers, giving them an opportunity to create new ideas and guidelines that contribute to social development. We have our colleague Prince Mansi to tell us more on that event.
Thank you very much. I'm at Kigali Serena Hotel. As you mentioned in the lead, I want to tell you that this is an initiative of the National Council for Science and Technology, where there's going to award various researchers and innovators, Rwandan researchers and innovators who provided their researches in various fields, ranging from agriculture, health, science, technology, food security, the climate change, and environmental resilience. So these are various researchers conducted for the past 2 to 3 years by various Rwandan researchers coming from universities, either public and private universities, and other independent researchers. Tonight, the awards were provided in various sectors. I could say the various let me say sectors. Here we have to talk about the most accomplished research award, the most innovative researcher, women researcher, and the promising young researcher. If I could give you the names, because the awards were given in a few minutes. The most accomplished researcher award was given to an environmental researcher named Ejit Kalisa. The most innovative research award was given to Professor Jean-Marie Ntaganda. The Women Research Award was given to Dr. Peace Bamuhigire. The Promising Young Researcher Award was given to Dr. Kizito, who is a scientist. The Best SI Communicator Award was given to Patrick Nzabonima, the New Times Rwanda reporter. This Best SI Communicator Award was supposed to be given to journalists that provided their news with the aim of raising awareness on the science, technology, and activities done in this sector. To conclude, I would like to say that the symposium, as well as the awarding ceremony, was participated in by the Rwandan Education Minister, various stakeholders, partners, and people and personnel involved in the education sector, numbering to 200.
That is the news for now. Stay with Rwanda Television as the programs continue. I hope you have a great week ahead of you. Goodbye.